Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man. And today I'm going to be talking to you all about overstimulation. Overstimulation. This is a good video topic because sometimes you guys are just having off days and it feels so crazy. You feel guilty. You're just like wondering what's going on. And you just don't know that you're feeling overstimulated. Now, especially for empaths watching this video is especially for empaths. If you're a special empath and you're watching this video is especially for you. Congratulations. One thing you have to know is that we are surrounded by stimulants. We have the wind, we have the trees, we have birds chirping, we have just maybe weather. Maybe it's sunny weather. Maybe it's the sunny weather stimulating you. Maybe the rainy weather stimulating you. Maybe someone called you. Maybe someone texted you. Maybe etc. So we're used to constant stimulants. Things that just, oh, okay, all right. Some things might be a stimulant that might cause you to relax. Some of them might just a stimulant to cause you to get up and go. Because stimulant and stimulation spiritually has polarities, the polarities of stimulation. So we are all subject to this. We can't escape this. We cannot escape this ever. So what happens when you're feeling like maybe it's not even your energy? Because I do tell you guys to take responsibility of your energy, but sometimes you're just picking up on someone else's energy and you'll feel anxious. Maybe you'll feel your heart pounding. Maybe you'll feel your stomach. And you're like, what's going on? What's happening? It's like, you want to feel good. And I'm teaching you guys how to feel good because by the end of this video, you'll have a method for overstimulation. So a lot of overstimulation is due to the eyes. So you're out in public, and this happens to me. This is a good example because it happened to me today. I just felt overstimulated for no reason at the gym. And I know it's because 100% I checked. It's because the planets just switched a little bit. And I'm like, so like I just got like a shot of caffeine. I'm like, ha ha ha. Like, just picture it if you drank too many coffees or too many espressos, or if you do drink coffee, that's a stimulant alone. Your day will be much more crazy if you have stronger coffee, or if you have more coffee than you normally do, etc. So what's the difference planetary, astrologically speaking? So if something just flipped, because you have to understand that the planets will only affect us a certain portion. They can affect us a lot, but we can't blame the planets. We can't blame anything but ourselves and our own energy. So you can't be like, oh, I can't function because it's Mercury retrograde. I can't do anything different. I can't even go outside because it's Mercury retrograde. Is that why God put the planets in? And is that why he put them in place so we don't learn from them? No, how it's supposed to go. And Mercury retrograde is your best friend. It's definitely your best friend, because once you master your energy, it's kind of like spiritual competition. Basically, people who are doing the same thing as you are now behind you and you're forward. So blessings come to you first just because you've mastered your energy first. So what am I talking about with overstimulation? Because Mercury retrograde can stimulate certain people or overstimulate them, but you can't blame it. So you'll have to come up with mechanisms. So the first thing you have to do, identifying a demon is how you get rid of a demon. That's true, because if you try to get a demon's name, it will not tell you its real name. But if your angel gives you the demon's name, then you can make sure that demon doesn't really do anything on earth again. That's just the spiritual law of demons. So I know my face is cut into two right now. Oh. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a art design. But that's the thing. If you identify your demons, or I don't like to say your demons, your chateaus, because I don't like to say the blessed people on my channel. I'm not going to say you have demons. You have so many angels and so much love around you. And you have to realize that sometimes your chateaus just need to be dealt with by confronting them by name. So if you're watching this video, and you really do have to come up with a giant list of what you feel, how you feel. Because sometimes, like I like to say, your aura is kind of like an immune system. So it recognizes certain things when it comes into them. So let's just say if people try to get you upset because let's just say I'm going to use myself as an example. So you wear white all the time. You have to change colors or whatever. I'm like, okay, I've heard that before. But if someone says, no one can say that. So let's just say if I've mastered my energy. So I'm trying to think of something new because most things people have already said. So let's just say if someone surprises you, like for example, the first time someone said something about the gap, for example. Yes, I'm using myself as an example. I'm like, that's new. So it stuck with me. It overstimulated me for a second, and then I recognized it. So anytime something after that has happened, it wasn't new to me. So external factors such as people making comments, people trying to get under your skin can bother you until you recognize it and then you save it into your data system so you learn how to deal with it. So the biggest thing is learning patterns, learning how to deal with certain things, learning what tries to get into your aura or energy field or into your mind, and identifying it. So once you identify it, so I'm like, okay, that doesn't bother me. That's just fully in a part of me now. So the example was I love my gap. My ancestors had it. I had the option of fixing it and I didn't. It wasn't ever imperfect because God makes you guys exactly how he wants to make you. You're all beautiful in your own ways. If you have a gap as well, that's your ancestors. Your ancestors literally, they look at you and they see themselves with a gap, for example. I don't know if some of you have like eyes further apart, closer together, etc. It doesn't matter because God made you special. And one thing that you have to understand is other people's comments can be overstimulating sometimes. Maybe it's other people's energy alone. So let's just say someone is around you and their energy's off. So if their energy's off, you're gonna feel a little bit of what they're feeling. So that's why you keep good people around you, patient people, because if you have someone, for example, and let's just say you're in a family of people and you're not having 100% of yourself is not there in that day, and someone around you is just they're very low tolerance, and you're gonna feel extra overstimulated. So one of the best things you can do is I'm gonna come up because you all have your own different overstimulants. So different things make you overstimulated. Maybe it's people making mouth sounds in public. Maybe it's people not going in traffic. Find ways around it. So let's just say mouth sounds. Maybe put ear pods in. Or just go someplace that people are not making mouth sounds. Traffic, show up earlier so you don't have to be stressed out by traffic. Just deal with overstimulants by name. So let's just say, what does this make you feel? It makes you feel if it's anxious or if it's not good, if it's just find the feeling and then locate why it bothers you. So why did it bother you? It's probably new. If it's not new and it's bothering you, that's you. You should have worked on that before, and you can't just repress it. You're supposed to transmute these negative emotions, these negative feelings, not just repress them. So why did this bother you? And if you're not identifying it, it's the same problem over and over again. Like I said, none of your feelings are truly original because energy can't be created and it can't be destroyed. So just ask yourself, how are you feeling? Be honest with yourself and confront it, because sometimes you'll just have to write it down, talk with your angels about it, talk with a friend about it, talk with a family member. And then when you talk about it, it's like, hey, that wasn't actually as bad as I thought. And you might have more ideas. For example, if you're overstimulated by this, then go through it. Like, okay, maybe I can stop this. Maybe in the future, I could prevent this from happening again, because it probably bothered you because it was new to you and you didn't really even realize it. So identify it. Maybe write it down. This overstimulated me. What's the counter to this? Then now you have the knowledge. For example, the helicopter's overstimulating me. What am I going to do? I'm kidding. It didn't really overstimulate me. That's just a good example, though. Do you hear a helicopter? I don't. So that's just an example of what you guys can do. So if you're having a day full of stimulation, so your sensory is just going wild. So you're seeing things, everything seems fast-paced, etc. So try to slow it down. So I highly suggest you take 5, 10, 20 minutes to just slow everything you're doing down. Just sit with yourself. Sit with these emotions. Sit with how you feel. Sit with yourself and just be like, okay, this is how I feel. And confront it. Just fully confront it. And the thing is, if water is hot and it's boiling and you put your hand into it, it's going to burn you. But if you let it cool, then it's just warm water. If you let it cool more, then that water is now just room temperature. Assuming you let it cool all the way. Sometimes you're just that boiling water. Overstimulation is you need to turn the boiler off and just wait. So it's not as crazy as it seems. It's not as bad as it seems. But you just have to wait sometimes. So that's one thing I suggest doing. Sometimes you can just energetically meditate on the word focus and grounding. So I'd like you guys to try something with me right now. So just take your hand, and I teach these word energy balls because they have extreme amounts of power. So take your hand, if you're feeling anxious, maybe you don't know what you're feeling, take your hand and just say into your hand, golden white light is filling your hand. You can almost feel it. It's like static, etc. Say grounding. Say the word grounding. And visualize, like look inside in your hand and just see, like maybe see the earth, like grounding. And now say the words relief. Now say the words peace. And you can add words too. So this is basically your grounding ball. It's like, you know those stretch balls that people squeeze? So think of words that are just the opposite of what you're feeling. So grounding, relief, focus. And you're gonna feel a deep just peace come over you just by me saying this, or just you saying this yourself. So you just feel like you just had a backpack just taken off, because it is. And you'll say these words into your hand. Grounding, you can use my words. Grounding, peace, tranquility, focus. And you'll take this energy ball and you'll put it in your soul. You'll put it in your heart chakra, in your chest, and you're just like, you should feel like almost butterflies. You're like, what's that? Ooh, it's like you're just like, oh, I just accomplished something. Like, ooh, I feel better. You know why you feel better? It's because you've sat down and you've identified. You listened to me just telling you that there is just random emotions that you'll feel. You'll just feel random emotions because you're overstimulated and you don't know what you're feeling. But once you come up with feelings that you know you want to feel, and just put them inside your heart chakra, and they'll go to your other chakras, and you'll just feel good. You'll just feel happy and satisfied. That's a technique that you can use, is just an energy ball of love and grounding, and just, you can use the word love as well, and just, oh, this feels so good. So just visualize that love inside of you, because God loves you, and that love is inside of you. And every day you move closer to him, you will feel his love. Now, that's one thing you can do, is sit with yourself, just slow things down, let your boiling water, because some people will just be like, my blood's boiling. I'm like, okay, what's the opposite of boiling? Freezing. So you'll calm down, you'll feel good, you'll relax. So much better. So when you slow things down, let's just say there's an arrow flying towards you, and the arrow is supposed to take you out, right? But let's just say God hit the slow timing on the arrow, and the arrow is going like this. And you're not in slow motion, but the arrow is. Is that arrow so scary to you now? Is that a scary arrow now? No. It's heading towards you very slowly. So you can move out of the way. It's moving so slowly, you can slap the arrow now. But you slowed yourself down to where your external stimulants, the stimuli around you, you're not overstimulated, so that arrow is not going to take you out now. I'm going to say this is a very important part of this video, of two things will be very overstimulating for you. One, because I do, okay, so this is horned animal. So Italian culture knows that. So for example, this doesn't mean mark of the beast, by the way. It means horned animal. It basically, for example, I'm going to teach that right now because people are like, oh, Illuminati. So basically, for example, if you can put your hand over your heart chakra like this, or like as if you're feeling it, and it defends your heart chakra, like just pretend you're scratching it like this, and somehow it scares entities off. I don't know the mechanisms of it, but it works. So when you go to scratch, like if someone's gonna energy suck from you, just pretend to scratch like this, and that gesture will ward off entities. I believe it's because of the just horned animal energy alone. It doesn't mean anything bad, but you can do that as well for energy protection, just to show you guys what I mean. But there's two things that will overstimulate you, is your eyes and your ears. It's mainly the eyes. So you're looking around, everything's going fast. It's like you don't know what's going on. So sometimes if you just close your eyes, and this can happen to me at the gym. So if there's too many crazy things going around me, or too many people talking, too many people playing on machines, etc., I'll just close my eyes, and then who do you see when you close your eyes? Your guides. Well, depending on some of you, some of you will see orbs, etc. But you'll just see the blackness of your eyelids. You'll see whatever comes after that, but then you'll be with yourself, and you'll calm down. Those subconscious stimuli that's feeding the back of your brain is not there anymore. You just cut it off. That's why when you work out and you close your eyes, you lift much more, because, and that's a cool secret as well. It's because you shut off external stimuli. You're not overstimulated anymore, and you can focus on what you're doing. You'll become stronger at what you're doing. Try that technique. So don't do it when you're driving, but if you're out in public and people are just driving, you might just breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, and close your eyes. It's like a reset button. It's like, wait, what was I overstimulated about again? What was I overstimulated about again? So just, it calms you down. So with your ears, just maybe listen to everything and just silence the voice in your head, because the voice in your head could be going, but the voices in your ears. Not everyone's clairaudient, but the thing is, when you calm everything down, then boiling water doesn't boil you anymore. So that's the thing about overstimulated. Sometimes you just need to slow things down. Try some of my exercises. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. You can work with certain crystals that'll calm you down very quick. So if you like the energy ball I taught you, it doesn't compare to what some of the energy techniques I use on my crystals to really calm you down. So if that energy ball has helped you, go to floridastoneman.com and get black tourmaline, because it's like that energy ball as a necklace. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.